What the fuck is happening, people? Welcome to the General Banter Podcast. This is being recorded on Monday, the 16th of March. There is nothing to plug, seeing that the world is in fucking complete shutdown right now. Quarantine cast, that's what we're calling this one. It's not exactly, doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. What I will announce up front is, if this one's a wee bit short, this podcast is going to go to the usual spots. It's going to go to, podcast app. It's going to go to fucking the other one, Spotify. It's going to go to all the hotspots, YouTube. What we're going to do this week, number one, because, we want to take full advantage of everybody who's fucking stuck at home. This podcast will go on the YouTube. This one will be live. And then we're going to really hit the Patreon hard this week. And we're going to do, for fuck's sake, we're going to do a podcast every day this week because people are shut down with the coronavirus. We're going to do a podcast every day. This one will go out Monday. This will be Monday's one. And we're going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This one will go up in the regular places. And then if you want to sign up to the Patreon, and we don't really have a tier system on the Patreon. So it's like, if you want to contribute, I think it starts at $1. If you go in at $1, you can go, preferably, you go in around the 5 mark, 3 to 5, people go on that, would you buy me a pint fucking thing? But let's face it, a pint isn't $1, is it? So if it was like $3 to $5, you're going to get 5 podcasts this week. And that's the sort of model I want to go off. I want to be giving people about, 4 extra full podcasts on Patreon a week. So this one will be on the regular stuff. And if you want to sign up, General Banter or patreon.com/General Banter, just to really fucking twist the knife on people who are in the shit. Just be like, I know you're at home, you can't make money, your business is fucked, but Geddis is going to exploit the people. Not really. What I'm saying is, you're going to get the podcast anyway. You're getting this one. And if you feel, like you're bored shitless and you want more, over on the Patreon, there's going to be one a day for the old quarantine week. And that's about it, man. Let me just fucking play this intro and down a coffee. And we're fucking killing it, man. Killing it.
Podcast with Colin Geddis.
Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourself and your soul together. This man will make your liver quiver. This man will make your bladder splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather soul.
Colin Geddis.
It's Geddis, actually.
Geddis.
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 Fuck you. There we are. There's the fucking intro. Now, it's been a weird day today. We are coming live from the new General Banter headquarters, in a secret location, in a secret place. And there's a weird bleep in the background. That's driving me fucking nuts. I don't know what it is. It's some alarm next door. Do you hear that? Well, I'll try to talk over it. Anyway, we're in the new purpose-built box. The background color's a bit different. I had all sorts of fancy ideas in my head. I've built this little sound booth thing. I just need to get some drapes on one side of it to sort of... And there's the alarm anyway. You can block off all the sound you want, and then you're a stupid cunt and leave your alarm on. That ruins the whole fucking vibe anyway. Idiot. But I had this little sound booth made, and this is where all the recording's going to happen. Again, I can't make up my fucking mind. I don't know what the setup's going to be. I'm filming on this. This is like a khaki green background. However, under the lights, it kind of looks just like fucking pea soup. It looks like nothing. So I think we're going to revert back to the white fake brick wallpaper, which never was lined up, and people would give me shit and they'd be like, man, you could have fucking lined the bricks up. And I'm, at the same time, I'm like, do you see what happened to the guy with the third gear fart? Okay. Watch your fucking mouth with the advice. But they're so right. But yeah, the lights just pop off the white background a bit better, so that's probably the move we're gonna make. And also I've put this desk together. It's like a big square desk. Even though that was to sit people either side, and now we basically have a very fucking tight shot anyway, so you can't see anything. I had a sign made for the background. So basically what the crack is, this is like a rectangular shaped thing, and I'm shooting lengthways now. But I'm probably gonna make the move to shoot, with a bit of a wider shot. And then once we get the sound synced, I'm still running into fucking issues with the hertz and the sample rate and all this shit. It's nerdy shit. Once we get that nailed, we'll probably incorporate 2 cameras. You know what I'm saying? Who am I, Stevie Spielberg up in this hoe? Huh? So it's all work in progress. Main thing is, we're in the office now, and the ball is rolling, and we're going to do 5 podcasts this week. Tomorrow I'm going to record with my wife, girlfriend Maureen, and we're going to talk all sorts of fucking health and fucking coronaviruses. Now, this office move has been great, okay? At some point, it was almost too good to be true. I was like, this is fucking brilliant. The rent is very ideal. You know, the size is unbelievable. The location, great. Very easy to get to. I got parking outside. I'm killing it, man. You know, couple of fucking speed bumps, like, you know, some of the sockets were kicking out some smoke because there was an electrical fire. A big fucking deal. What's a bit of fire? So I had an electrician. You know, he took a look at that. We've got power outlets all over the place. It's safe. He has to come back to a report, apparently. Whatever. We're flying. I've painted everything. I had a painter do it. You know, moving desks in. I've got a nice little setup. It's all coming together. And I was like, this is goddamn beautiful. Something's bound to go wrong. Sure enough, I ring BT. Because in my head I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure all fibre optic is BT anyway, isn't it? You know, it's like, doesn't matter if you're with Virgin, whatever, the fibre is still BT, so you got to ring BT first. And basically, I'm like, there's no outlet here, there's no phone line or anything, so I need you to come out and sort that out. Now, I rang BT, and the guy wasn't Indian, he was from Newcastle, and he was like, why, aye, pet, what's the fucking crack? What's your name? And I was like, Colin Geddis. And what's your address? And I gave him a home address. You're already with BT? Yes, I am. I have BT broadband at the house. No problem. Well, here's some of the deals that you can get now that you're... And he starts going through deals and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. We can update you to the Halo package and fucking blah-de-blah, Biker Grove. And I was like, okay. Thing is, though, I'm not ringing about that. Oh, what's the nature of the call today? I'm like, I already have fucking BT at the house. Pet. I started saying pet for no reason. I want internet in my new office. And this guy was like, all right, sorry about that. I didn't know that's what you were ringing about. Anyway, what sort of mobile package you on? And I'm like, what the fuck has that got to do with anything? Oh, just because we got deals on at the minute. And we've got fucking... How many gigabytes do you get in your phone package? And I was like, 50. Okay, and how many of that do you use? Don't even check it, bro. I just don't want to run out, so I got 50. Because that's where we're at right now. Give me the full whack. Okay, because we're going to get you 50 gigabytes for 10. And I was like, okay, listen, I would really rather just get the internet in the office. All right, and what sort of, when your BT package at home, what sort of TV package have you got? And I'm like, we don't even have, do you have Sky? No, I was like, no, we don't fucking, we literally don't have anything. We got a fucking Amazon Fire Stick. The TV has Netflix. All the shit's in the TV. We don't have Sky. Whatever if we want something, just find it in the internet. All right, but what sort of... And I'm like, oh, listen, bro. The thing is, the internet in the office is a priority, so I would really like to talk about that. All right then, no problem. Let me fucking check for that. Now we are 20 minutes into this call. And the guy's like, all right then, I'll fucking just let me do a check. What's the address of the premises? And I fucking give him the address, and he goes, okay, 1 second, please. Okay, it's just bringing up that there doesn't seem to be any fibre in the vicinity. And I was like, right, so there's no fucking fibre optic? No. And I was like, okay. And he goes, the best we could offer you from BT is standard broadband will be $24.99. Fuck off. 20 minutes. It took me to go, yes, I've got BT in the house. This is what we're doing. Oh my God, I've saved the fiver. BT Sport. What sort of phone do you have? Don't even worry about it. What about your TV? Doesn't matter. 20 minutes in. Oh, by the way, we can't actually get your fucking internet in the office. Bro, what's your address? Because I'm going to fucking go to Sports Direct here, and I've got a couple of bits of equipment to send your way in case the day comes where you have to actually snorkel in my shitbox. Unbelievable. Straight away I hung up. I just went, oh, well, you were only able to get a maximum download speed of 1 to 3 megabits. cock. And then I was like, fuck, I maybe should have kept them on the line to see if BT do like some sort of wireless hub. Anyway, I phoned Virgin Media. She's like, I'll have to get back to you. And also, basically, of all the shit that's happened, okay, green lights the whole way, giant office, perfect location, you know, with not a lot of money, completely turned it around. The place looks fucking incredible. The floor I acquired from somewhere without even paying for it. Can't even believe that, because normally flooring costs a fortune. And then it turns, you know, what are you going to use the office for? Man, I'm going to put out so many podcasts, bro. And then once you get in, you're like, can I get internet in here? And they're like, nah. You're like, bro, it's fucking 2020. Get me fucking internet. And that's a coffee bag that I made that coffee with. And it tastes like it was strained through a nun's gosset. So that's what I've been doing all day. This podcast was supposed to be recorded about 4 hours ago, and I've just been wrestling with fucking why I put Biker Grove. What does the Biker Grove thing sound like? Again, let me just find this out. Fucking Biker Grove theme. Absolutely. Paintball accident. I want to watch that again. Fucking Biker Grove. Here we go. This is an absolute screamer, this one. My neck, bro. My neck. My back, my pussy, my crack. And now I'm running off BT Open Zone, you know, the BT Wi-Fi thing, and this probably won't play, because typical. Yeah, it's just not going to play. Oh, you can't. Playback doesn't begin shortly. Please try restarting your device. No, I shan't. One more time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You know I'm going to move on, and it's just going to be like, make a groove bit! Shit out of nowhere. Can't wait to see if this audio syncs up and what quality the sound is like in here, because it might get better once we drape this bastard off. Any chance? Any chance? No, it's not happening. It's not fucking happening. Anyway, I've been preparing to get the old office ready this week, and I went to fucking whatchamacallit, IKEA. Tell you what's not a bad experience. If you go to IKEA by yourself with your headphones in, you can just scoot around there, man. It's great. It's great crack. You just fucking, you know, I seen a couple and the girl like grabbed her husband like as if to be like, "Earth, your man does the comedy," and I had headphones in and I was just like, fuck off. Fuck off. I'm sailing through here. You know, reading all the fucking stupid names of the IKEA stuff. Hey man, do you want a bukkake? What's a bukkake? It's a brush that you wash dishes with. Cool. Excuse me, what aisle will I collect my bukkake in? That's down there, bro. Fucking 2 bukkakes for the price of 3. That's not a deal. Just drank straight down the microphone there. It was great, man. Just sailing about in there. Unbelievable. Isn't it funny that, like, you know, Amazon has become the one-stop shop for everything? It's just murdering all fucking outlets and shops. Anything you think of. Like, I've literally been on, like, shoe websites and been like, I wonder, can I just buy these on Amazon because they'll be here tomorrow? And I've looked that up. It's anything you imagine. You know, I'm trying to set up all this audio. I'm like, I wonder is there a plug that goes from, like, the back of this podcast desk, you know, and then a thing that just you shove right to the back of your throat and that just records straight in. And then you're on Amazon 2 minutes later. Cable goes from throat to podcast desk, and it exists. You know, someone will send it from China. You know, that a child fucking put together in 2 minutes and it's full of corona. Holler. IKEA by yourself is unreal. Now the thing was, I don't know why Belfast has an airport beside the large IKEA there at Hollywood Exchange, because it's like they walked around the perimeter of the country and went, where's got the most deadly crosswinds? And then they're like, this bit of Belfast seems to be pretty hectic. And they're like, sweet, get a fucking airport in there. Do you want to get some decent planes? Nah, fuck that. Just get Flybe planes. It's the Pringles tube with wings. And we'll take off from there with the wheels that literally you look out the window and you like fucking put the window down and just reach out and put the wheel up yourself. You know, like an older car where you forgot to fucking put your wing mirror out and you go, oh, there's some people put the window down. Don't push it out. Not like my car, you hit a button and it goes, Nisk. Or everyone's car, pretty much. I was trying to act fancy there, and then I realised all cars do that. But I bought 2 desks, like the top of desks, like tabletops, and I fucking bought them, and I was walking out by myself with them in a trolley, and this fucking crosswind was hitting me sideways, and I fucking literally was like windsurfing, holding onto the trolley, just going as it blew me halfway across the car park where I had dropped keys and someone left them in the door handle of the car. Sound cunt. See, when you're down Hollywood, that neck of the woods, they're all loaded, so they're just like, well, I know he's left his car keys right here, but like I wouldn't steal a Mercedes C-Class if you fucking paid me. I wouldn't steal it if I was joyriding, to be honest. No way, not a fucking chance. IKEA is nice by yourself. I do highly recommend it. And people, do you know what? People fucking people get excited when they go to IKEA. I've said this before. I refuse to eat in IKEA. Everyone thinks it's a day out, and they're like, "Oh, it's fun and all. We get the meatballs." I swear to God, there was a hot dog machine in there one time, and someone was like, "I'll get a hot dog and put some mustard on it," and it was like, "Oh, what is this? What's in this bap? A tube of monkey dick skin." Monkey dick skin is actually the name of. You go to the till and you're like, "Sorry, you seem to be out of monkey dick skins," and they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And you're like, "Oh, it's a type of chair." "Oh, really? Monkey dick skin." Monkey dick skin. How would they spell that if that was in Swedish? I'm gonna spell it right now. M-U with 2 dots above it. N-N-K-I-D-I, probably 2 I's, K. No. Dick. Yep. S-K-Y-N. That's how you spell. That's what the name of the podcast is. Monkey dick skin. Excuse me, where are the monkey dick skins? Anyway, I had this hot dog. It was honestly like mashed up foreskins in a tube, and then I ate that. Felt terribly ill. Everyone's like, "What a fun day out. Yay." You're in a fucking furniture shop. You shouldn't be. In no fucking galaxy should you be able to get meatballs and a monkey dick skin chair in the same room. No one should be. You shouldn't be buying like bed sheets and also chips in the same shop. Absolutely demented. And I've seen the guy fucking refilling the famous meatballs that everybody loves, and I nearly fucking had to stop and yak into a bin, which is also its Swedish name is yak, the yak bin. Just slopping them all in. I was like, and people love that shit. That's people's days out, you know. Can't wait till Sunday. We're gonna go to IKEA and fucking, get some meatballs. Anywhere in that vicinity's fine. Even if you drove out of IKEA and down to fucking Burger King, it's way better. Eating a Swedish flat pack meatball. Get a fucking life. But what my point is, there is only one furniture shop. You don't go into people's houses anymore and be like, "That's lovely, where'd you get that?" You walk in and you go, this is what you say: "Jesus, I didn't see that when I was in IKEA last time. Didn't see that chair when it was in IKEA." And they're like, "Yeah, you got to go on a Tuesday when they get restocked or whatever." Place gone mad anyway. I haven't talked for 20 minutes, have I? I had shit to say there. Huh? Last week everything's getting cancelled. Last week we'd organised a live podcast for the 3rd of April. And I had contacted my boy Ross there at Material Goods, where I get all my merch done, and I was like, "Listen, we're doing a live podcast. Can you do me up a new live podcast t-shirt?" And I put an order in, and he sent them off, and they're getting made. And then I had to cancel the fucking thing. I had to cancel it. There's 3. It'll be rescheduled, and there'll be 3. It wasn't even on sale yet, but there'll be 3 more throughout the year, and then a big one at the end of Christmas if we haven't all plunged into darkness. So that's annoying. Lavery's is cancelled kind of until further notice. What I should do there is contact the acts that we're supposed to play and be like, "Sorry guys, you can't. It's not gonna happen." So everything's kind of like shut down for the minute. But the annoying bit is there was merch on the way, and then me and Aaron got together last Thursday and went and got a photo shoot with our boy Dill Takes Photos, and it was kind of it was themed. It was for the release of the tickets for this podcast, and we had all camo, which I love. I've always enjoyed a bit of camo for years. You know, I can remember as a young child respraying a fucking BMX because I wanted it to be camo, and I mean days after I bought it, and I bought it with my own money because I'm a lunatic, and was always big into it. The brand Addict used to have a featured graffiti artist every season who would do like their camo. And if you can look this up, if you type in like She Won Camo Addict hats or something, very cool. Always loved it. So I had enough fucking clothes that were all camouflaged for me and Aaron to get together and do this photo shoot, and the photos were hilarious, and we had a very funny time. But sure, those photos are fucking useless now until we make another poster. Some of them will be funny, you know, but I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. And then, of course, we got a McDonald's after it. What the fuck are we playing at, like? Fat bastards. But, started today. I mean, I don't know how many times I've talked about this in the podcast. I've tried numerous things over the years, and the only thing missing, really, is dedication and willpower. Because you do comedy, there's no real, you know, if I was an actor and all of a sudden I got really fat, you'd be like, right, I'm going to have to lose weight here, else I'm not going to get the roles that I normally get. I've got different roles now. Fucking fat roles, Diddy's on my back. But you're doing comedy, you're like, he's a fucking chubby guy, gives a fuck. You know? But of late, I've noticed, like, just the lack of, just the inactivity, not moving as much, basically being hunched over, feeding a baby, or when Maureen was in the hospital, running a baby up the hospital. Just a lot of sitting and really not a lot of time. So at the minute, I'm like, right, I just need to set a couple of rules for myself. Just fucking, this is the amount of calories you're allowed to eat a day. Just track the fucking thing. And it's not even crazy. You know what I mean? When you're fucking like hefty unit like myself, you put your calories in for the day. It's still fucking plenty of calories. Like if you were like an 8 stone girl and you were like, I'm 8 stone, I'd like to shred up a bit, they'd be like, cool, you're eating fucking 9 calories a day. Enjoy that. Which, by the way, you get through, you know, oxygen and breathing. Just need to that's the thing. Time is going to pass anyway. You know, and instead of being like, oh my God, I really need to intensely lose weight, I'm just going to be like, stay at this level. And the weeks will fucking fly by anyway. And even if the weight loss is 2 to 3 pounds, by the time you fucking get your head round to thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking diet real hard for this amount of time, who gives a fuck? At this point, I'm just like, if I'm not getting to move as much as I want to, just stop eating like a tard. And that's it. You know? And then what happens is you try and like compensate by doing really hard workouts whenever you get the opportunity, which is what I've been doing. So like, you're like, oh man, I meant to go for a run yesterday, never did that. Oh, I meant to lift weights, missed that. And then I'm like, right, I've got a fucking window of opportunity here. And you go and you rip the fucking asshole out of yourself doing kettlebells. And then you're just basically like, oh, well, now I have a hip pain. I've got a pain in my hip somehow. And whatever angle I sit at, it hurts. I'm driving a lot, it hurts. Now I'm like, it would just help a lot if you were fucking 6 stone lighter, you fat cunt. If I lost, bro, I don't even know if I could lose 6 stone. If I lost 6 stone, I would be fucking shredded weight, man. I'm actually starving right now. I have no food at this office. But yeah, just fucking pain in the fucking hip. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We went to, by the way, if anyone knows any good home workouts, or this is what I'm after, like yoga flow type things, or like sort of primal movement routines or something like that, because I've got some room here. I'll not be going to any fucking gyms, that's for sure. Wanted to go back to jiu-jitsu since I'm in Belfast now, but that's going to be fucking postponed for a wee while. And I've hand sanitized my hands so much that they're sandpaper on all sides. Yeah, we went to Tesco's there after we filmed that, or we did that photo shoot that is going to be pretty much useless. And that was like the first day of the craziness for this whole coronavirus scare. And it is hilarious that people are just, I think people are seeing people buy toilet roll and they're freaking out. And then they're just like, I need to buy toilet roll as well. And then they go buy the toilet roll, and then they're just like, okay, I've got loads of toilet roll now. And pasta. You know, I'm going to eat enough pasta where I don't need to shit. And then if I do shit, I've loads of toilet roll. It's fucking crazy, like. It's fucking nuts. And I put out a daily blend, like a buy the blender thing, and I was joking around. I was like, people are freaking out about toilet roll. You can absolutely survive without toilet roll because half of the world does it anyway. And then the joke was, what does a roll of kitten soft look like in the Middle East? And then I basically put my finger up because that's the whole deal. I've been to Dubai. You know, you see the guys dressed like fucking Aladdin going into the toilets. And you know what they're doing? Power washing their stink and then getting right out of there. The place is a disaster. They basically have to employ a guy with a squeegee to fucking squeegee the tiles. Because people are just in there sandblasting their ring. Then they come back out and a load of dudes sit together and drink tea. And it's okay, like, but, you know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, we went to Tesco's and it's just weird. It's weird how like you see it on the news and you're like, it couldn't be that bad. And then you go out and you're like, no, actually you can't fucking buy anything. Any non-perishable food that keeps for a while, people are just buying up pasta, you know, but then Tesco's know about it so they're getting these fucking giant bags of rice like you're running Indian. I'm like, oh, look, it just so happens that we have an offer on fucking 25 kilos of basmati. People are like, yes, get me that. Fucking hell. I mean, that's the sort of thing. We had that much rice in our house. I would, you know, coronavirus scare or not, would buy 25 kilograms of fucking, what do you call it? And even, you know, the baby's fucking moving on to the big bottles now. And we'll have to get the old formula. And I was buying loads of those. And the woman was like, are you stocking up with a Corona? And I was like, not really. This motherfucker just chugs bottles now. Get the big thing of Optimal. And he's like, fucking 10 scoops. And he's away. Unbelievable. You get like 4 dinners out of the whole fucking box for this cunt. Chucking it into him. Could hardly say that. But yeah, we're in there. But I had to laugh, and I put this on my Snapchat. Not my Snapchat, my fucking Instagram. My Snapchat, what is it, 2019? I put it on my Instagram stories, and I was like, it doesn't matter how fucking desperate people are. You could be fucking stabbing your neighbor to death for a cup of rice. You know, fist fights in the street over fucking, you know, penne pasta. And people are like, man, there's no need to fight. We've got pallet upon pallet here of no added sugar Heinz baked beans. And people are like, fuck right off. I will fucking eat my children before I eat reduced sugar beans, you fucking heathen. I will beat my dog to death and eat the fucking flesh raw before you catch me trying to get into a tin of fucking reduced sugar beans. What do you think I am? A fucking animal. Unbelievable. And you know what I mean? You know, coronavirus or not, I had to stop and take photos with 3 separate groups of people in Tesco's that night. So people will be dying, you know. But what is still an important currency, guys, is laughter. And the big man's bringing the laughter. With such gems as MÜNKIDIKSKYN, which I've written on this page as to not forget. That's the way the fucking apocalypse. It's funny how like movies depict things versus what actually happens. So like people talk about the singularity and, you know, the machines get smarter than and they develop a fucking, you know, whatever fucking persona, and then they take over this. Everyone's, you know, the machines get smarter than the people, and then they kill all the people. And then you find out, like there's another quote somewhere where someone was like, it's not going to be a war. It's basically like people offer themselves up for the singularity, which is exactly what's happening. All they do is they go, do you want to see this thing? And you go, yes. And they go, cool, we're going to have to take all the information off your computer through cookies. And you go, okay, I really want to see this picture of the girl from Love Island who put on fucking half a stone. And you click yes, and they take all your information. That's what people are going to do. You're offering yourself up because you don't want to miss out on anything. You got a new phone, scan your face. Here's the thing. It's picking up, it knows how much you're sleeping. It can fucking read your mind, and all of a sudden there's an ad for a fucking blender or something that you've been looking up online. You're like offering yourself up for it. And it, you know, even back in the day, you were like, oh my God, what does the future look like? And people are, in Star Trek are like, I heard someone say that. I think it might have been Joe Rogan. He was like, they didn't even predict the fucking iPhone. It was all like flip phones and looking at weird shit, and you could teleport. And in the future, the real thing that's like breaking all the boundaries is just basically this phone that does the job of 1,000 things, and you don't need any other device. It's just like, I just live through this little portal of glass that I hold in my hand. The apocalypse is going to be the same. People think it's going to be fucking zombies and, it's mad and everything's burning and it's all fucking post-apocalyptic. In reality, it's going to be a bit more like a nuclear fallout type thing where it's like, well, we're too scared to go out of our house and we just stayed in our house until we all ran out of food and died. Like that might be how fucking, like, not pathetic, but that's how like quietly everyone might just die in the corner. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we got this mad disease where they're all fucking bleeding out their eyes and biting each other. And you're like, nah, it's just you got the cold and then just fucking, some crazy bastard that bought all the paracetamol and then you just quietly die in the corner. And that's about it. But who knows? I gotta say, I went to Tesco's the other night. I was a bit excited. I was like, man, this feels... I don't know why my mind went to this place. I was like, I'm kind of feeling a bit of excitement right now. That's my stomach rumbling. Because I might really start stocking up on weapons. That's all I could think was like, do you know what? If the shit really hits the fan here and people are fighting each other over like, because everything's shut, they're like, man, I need fuel or I need food. Or I'm just like, well, someone might come around the house getting a bit aggressive and I might have to put a crossbow through his fucking head. And that's as a new parent, that's the sort of thoughts go through your head. You're like, listen, if anyone comes around here and they're getting a bit lippy, and you're just like, you're not getting past the end of the driveway, and that's it. I seen Tom Segura's, by the way, this is a personalized Keep Cup. It says Colin Geddis on it, so that's the type of guy you're rolling with. Tom Segura, like the ad for his new special, and he was like, I love the dog when I love my children. He's like, the difference is, if a kid barked or went to bite the child, he's like, I would fucking drown the dog. That's the difference in sort of love you're dishing out there. But yeah, it's fucking, man, it's so weird. I seen this thing. It was on Washington Post. Someone posted it. Oh, it's still open there. Why outbreaks like coronavirus spread exponentially and how to flatten the curve. So they were basically trying to compare. They've got all these... My stomach is rumbling like fuck. See, this is it. This is I'm a few days into trying to eat well. And just when you don't pile yourself with a pile of shit, you do get hungry. Run a new simulation. Yeah, so basically they were trying to compare different stuff. It was like they had this graph and there was basically like 3 different lines. One of them was recovered people, healthy people, and sick people. And the brown line was sick, and they were basically showing what would happen if you did nothing. If you did nothing to prevent like the spread of a disease. And they've basically got this square, and it's got all these fucking all the balls start blue, and then one of them's brown, and everything's moving. Okay. So the chances of like the probability of the brown thing hitting another thing is very high because everything's moving. So the brown one hits one, and then those 2 hit 2 more, and they hit 2 more, and it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And there's a big spike in the brown line of sick people. It just goes, that'll just spread like wildfire because everybody's moving. No one's taking any precautions. Then they were comparing that to what happens if you quarantine certain people but don't have any restrictions. So they quarantine people for a wee minute, and everyone in the quarantine eventually fucking gets it. And then they sort of don't quarantine them for long enough, and they start releasing people back out. And then basically the same thing happens as the first one when you take no precautions. It's just it takes a wee bit longer. So instead of there being a big spike, it still goes up as far and down as far, but just a bit slower. Then the last experiment is social distancing, which is going to be, people, I swear to God, and this is the way it's going, some cunt will have an Edinburgh show called Social Distance or some fucking bullshit. Or someone will have a podcast called, hey, welcome back to Social Distancing with Fuck Tits McGuigan. The last one was it was sort of like a visual representation of what happens when people socially distance themselves. And basically, all the dots that are blue are stationary. So it's basically like, can you stay in your fucking house for a minute? And then they have one little brown infected cunt, and he's bouncing about, and he is hitting other people. Some people are getting this thing. But because nothing's moving, he's not, it's not bumping into as many healthy blue dots as it would be if everybody was moving. And what actually happens is there's more recovered people than there is, like after a short period of time, there's more people recovered from it than there is people actually infected with it. So, extensive distancing. Yeah, so the best thing to do is, the extensive distancing, which is what people need to fucking do now, is just take the hit. Take it on the fucking chin right now and just fucking keep yourself at home. Because there's people sitting going, oh, business as usual. Oh, I thought long and hard about it, and I'm just going to fucking crack on with what I was going to do. And you're like, it's getting to the point now where it's like, you're not tough for trying to barge your way through it. You're actually kind of selfish for not removing yourself as you should. I really think if you're able to, if everyone could just fucking settle for a month and just see where this goes, and you don't move that much, and you don't fucking mix with people, and you don't go out to bars and fucking, mate, what do you want to drink? Oh, people. Every time I've ever got a fucking cold, it's been at a bar. Some cunt shouting, man, I watch our videos. No, we used to watch our fucking, and they're fucking spitting in your mouth, and you can see their spit hitting your pint, and you're like, cool. If everyone could just fucking chill at home for a wee minute and just not run into as many people, this thing would actually just stay at a certain level to the point where people actually started to recover from it. So, yeah, I think the best thing to do would just be fucking, if you can, just try and stay at home. And then you get certain things where, like, what do you call that? Ant Middleton from fucking SAS thing. He's like, man, stop being such fucking pussies and get out there and live your life. And you're like, man, that's not the fucking good. That's not the good way to do it. And a load of bars who are kind of being a bit greedy, being like, listen, nah, we're not calling off any nights. And they're like, hey, who wants to say fuck you to the coronavirus? Yeah, fuck it. Everyone come on out, sure. And you're like, bro, that's so not safe, like, at the minute. And especially, obviously my plan was to get this podcast and then start interviewing a load of people for bonus podcasts. And now that's been put on hold. So I'll just try and do as many podcasts as I possibly can by myself. But I can't be out meeting a load of different people or being in crowds and then take that home to, number one, I couldn't take that home to a baby. Number two, my wife is getting chemotherapy and is right near the end. So it's like, I don't want to fucking bring anything back to the house. I don't want to bring a cold back or a regular flu or a fucking whatever. So I'm just going from here, from the house to the office, and just finishing off the office, and I'll try and crank out as many podcasts for you folks. And maybe try and tease a few people over to the Patreon, because I'll not be doing live shows. So there's so many people who are out of work at the minute. Or their work has been reduced or something like that. But the people, there are people really getting fucked. Luckily, I've sort of, for years, planned in my head, like, sometimes you'll run into like an older comedian and you go, okay, they just do comedy. They just do live stand-up. And it was always a thing in my head, like, is there going to be a point where I maybe can't be fucked doing that? Maybe, I know there's a lot of people think, like, they see people in quote-unquote show business and they're like, oh, whatever happened to them? And I guarantee you there's more people who are just like, I just couldn't be fucked with it anymore, than there is people who are like, man, I was really trying hard to work and I just couldn't get any work. I think there's a lot of people might just be like, listen, fuck all that. I'm not. And I could easily, if we had more kids or more responsibility and stuff, there might be a point where I'm like, bro, I'm not going on a fucking, 50 date tour. I don't know. We'll see. But I've always had in the back of my mind, could I survive without it? Could I still be funny or put out funny stuff? So luckily we've got the podcast, you know. And if people want to invest a tiny little bit to that, they'll get a lot more podcast out of it. For a time when you can't go out and fucking be entertained. Not that this has been entertaining, me talking about fucking being in IKEA. Holler! Monkey dick skin. But yeah, there's a lot of fucking artists getting fucked. I read a thing about whatchamacallum's kneecap there. Who I don't speak Irish. I can't fucking get into it. You know what I'm saying? I can't get into it. But fair play to them. But they obviously booked venues. Probably lost a bunch of money flying out to America. And you maybe, you know, sometimes you pay like room hire and stuff, and they probably bought flights and all that shit. You know, PA hire, and they probably paid loads up front, and then they were just like, right, those gigs aren't happening, and they were like, we're literally stuck in fucking New York here, nightmare. And then they did a GoFundMe or something like that, and I think they got about 14 grand. So fair play to them. Although they did that thing where they were like, listen, we've been putting out free music. I mean, that's fucking music now. It must be a nightmare. There's like, listen, I want to. You have to. In fact, a lot of entertainment is like that. It's like, get yourself well known, then we try and figure out how to get you some money. So you could be running around like doing very well for yourself, selling out gigs left, right, and center, and actually have no money. It's weird. It's weird fucking times, but they got sorted. If it was me, I'd be like, oh, cheers for helping us out with the 14 grand. Oh, it turns out we can't really come back from New York for fucking 3 weeks anyway. Just drinking shitty pints of Guinness in New York for fucking 3 weeks. Weird. Fucking crazy times. But yeah, what the fuck is going on here? I'm stuck. Everyone should just chill out for a minute. That'll be great. Weird fucking times. Then Maureen's dad, he's still running 60 fucking kilometers on his 60th birthday. And I would have loved to help, or joined him for a couple of fucking laps. But at the minute, I'm like, listen, I could fucking train for about 2 weeks because I've had a pain in my hip. And then I'm like, can I go to a physio? And I'm like, I don't want to do that. You know, go into some physio place and it's fucking stinking or whatever. Unbelievable. We're at 44 minutes. This one might be a wee bit short today, guys. I'll put up a request for questions when I do a podcast with Maureen tomorrow. Fucking hell. Our baby's so funny, man. Babies are fucking hilarious. Like, the other night, I was like changing him or something, and I said to Maureen, he's like, where's that? Now, there's stuff called Bepanthen, which I was aware of. I was aware of that before I had a baby, because you can put it on tattoos. People tell you to buy Bepanthen. And I was like, where's that Bepanthen? And the baby goes, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, what are you laughing at? Bepanthen? He's like, ah. And I'm like, do you like that word? Bepanthen? And I kept just saying it, Bepanthen. And there's a video of me just saying the word Bepanthen to the child. And he's fucking, he's went from like, you know, they smile and then they do like a little coy kind of like, don't look at me. And then they're like, and then literally at one point they just start going, and like, like just laughing. And I just kept saying it to him, Bepanthen. He's like, fucking you're some crack, sir. And it was a lot of fun for me to do that. And he's just hilarious. Like, Maureen was in the kitchen. She's like, keep an eye on him. And he was like sleeping on the couch, which I know people are like, freak, but he's in a thing. He's in a wee dinghy of a thing. And he's just lying there. And I'm like, just looking at him. And I just got home. So I walked over and I didn't even touch him. And he must have just like sensed that it was there. And he's just like, in his sleep. And I was like, hello? I was like, Eddie, you alright? And then he literally just woke up. And like this baby woke up like this. Like laughing. And then you put him to sleep and he's laughing. And then Maureen fed him one night right beside the bed and he put him in his wee and she's like, that's him asleep now. And the second she set him down, he just like is like smiling at her. And we absolutely lost it laughing at him because he literally just, as soon as his back touched the fucking wee cot thing, he's just like, I'm not sleeping. I'm ready to party, motherfuckers. Gotcha. Literally like someone who fell asleep in class and everyone starts clapping. He's like, hey, no, I'm good, man. I'm not fucking tired at all, bro. At a house party, some guy's falls asleep on a chair and everyone scares him and he wakes up and he's like, killing it. Anyway, I'll have to get out of here real soon. What I will mention is talking about the singularity and cookies and whatnot, I talked about something about being bald, okay? And then I'm scrolling through my fucking Instagram and there's an ad for like, oh, do you want to go to Turkey fucking hair products or whatever? And people are obviously flying out to Turkey. I mean, that's the thing. You know, they got the coronavirus, everyone's freaking out. And then it's like, but do you want to go to Italy for the price of petrol money? Chuck them a tenner and you're in fucking Italy, no sweat. And Turkey, yeah, people are flying out to Turkey to get hair transplants. And someone told me that recently. Who the fuck told me that? Said they were away somewhere. Oh, I think it was Maureen's dad. I think he was doing like he flew to Turkey and then he flew somewhere else to do a rally. Where the fuck was that? Oman or something? Oh, man. He said the plane was just full of cunts with hair transplants. Because you obviously go out there and get a treatment that should cost, 10 grand or something, and it costs like 700 quid. And I got this ad for it and I clicked into it. Now, I don't know what I thought happened with a fucking hair transplant. But when you see it under like a wee macro lens camera, and you see it happening, you're like, oh my fucking. They obviously people know this, and it's news to me. But sure, it's I'll get us late to the party. They fucking obviously draw. Now, it never looks natural because they draw a line like the way a black dude would get his hair lined up, and it's so fucking precise and down around the beard. And then they obviously just knife little holes around the follicle that doesn't have a hair in it anymore. Then they go around the back end of your hair, and they've got this little circular thing that like a little punch, like a hole punch basically, that like takes out the full hair follicle. Now, a hair follicle is obviously very small, but up close, this thing basically punches a hole where the hair follicle is, and then they get a pair of tweezers and they yank it out, and that's like a fucking. Like a hair follicle looks like a slug, like a see-through slug with like 3 hairs in it. And they pull that out and just set them all down. And they're just like a bunch of wee fucking squids lying there. And then they take those and they go back around the front where they've knifed the shit out of it. And then they shove it on in there. And you're like, could you be fucked? Like, shave your head, you fucking loser. And you see some of these guys and you go, oh look, whilst you were balding, pedophile, now you've got the hair transplant, still look like a pedophile. There should be a consultant in there who's like, well, obviously you're very ugly bastard, so you're ugly bastard, hair make no difference. Ugly bastard. We can give it to you, want to pay the money, but it doesn't matter, you're still disgusting fat bastard, ugly cunt. Oh, I think I'll still get a place. Okay, you're called Big Shooter. Just saying it will be like polishing turd. You look like shit anyway. I'll take it. No problem. Where do you want me to remove hair follicle from your back, hairy bastard? And put it at front of your head like pubis? Doesn't matter, ugly bastard. Single. You're fucking incel. Die alone. I'll take it anyway, mate. I swear, I see photos of myself when I had hair and I'm like, bro, I should have been just bald from birth. I was like, what the fuck was I doing with hair? Buying product, bro. No, what's gay? What's less, man? I was gonna say gayer. Fuck, I don't know what the fuck's gay and what's not these days. Taking homosexuality out of it, what's gayer than taking care of your hair? You know, guys that are like, man, I need to put a hat on because my hair's a mess. Man, I couldn't go out because I ran out of product, bro. You ran out of product, and you don't get me wrong, you get some sweet haircuts out there, but like, fuck's sake, man. Oh man, just like imagine, all I can think of is like me in the middle of my life right now, doing my shit. I've got a young baby, got a wife to take care of. In the middle of that going, I'll be 2 seconds and then just like fucking doing up my hair, man. I mean, obviously I have no hair now, but I couldn't give a fuck about it, to be honest. But hair transplants, I swear to God, I nearly fucking yacked all over the place. I don't know whether it was because I felt sick already because I was in Tesco's and I couldn't buy any food, so I ended up buying a bunch of random shit like frozen gyozas. If you're a fan of Wagamama or going for fucking Japanese food, you could buy a bag of fucking frozen gyozas. Cooked them for a minute, kept eating them. These are wild Moorish. Says it serves 4 people. Did I ate all of them. So I don't know whether I was disgusted by the hair transplant or the fact that I just had a belly full of fucking 12 gyozas. Feel sick thinking about it now. Don't be getting hair transplants, guys. I mean, our life is chemotherapy and fucking all sorts of shit at the minute. And, well, it's more anxiety. I'm just standing by her side, just doing whatever she needs. But even she was like, I wonder, is there chemo that you could get specifically for your back? Because of course I got back hair, because I'll tell you why. I'm a fucking man. I'm a grown-ass man with a hairy back. Because that's what we do. That's what a real man does. He gives no fucks about his hair on his head. And no fucks about the hair on his back. I'm ready. I'm ready for the apocalypse. Bring on the fucking coronavirus. I'm ready to be outside. I've got enough weapons in the house now. Ready to be outside in a fucking loincloth and a pair of sweet Nikes. 2 axes. And then just the water wicking off my waxy back hair. Just out there fucking murdering animals. I'm ready for it, bro. I'm here for it. And I'm gonna fucking kill someone's dog and hollow it out and put the fucking Alsatian head on my head and just be naked with a loincloth, which is made out of a shirt. And someone's like, would you not just wear the shirt? I'm like, listen, it's either shirt on, cock out, or cock in, back out. Here we are, ready to party. Unbelievable. And the only use phones are now is, you break them open and melt down the gold and you can make your own fillings. I can't wait for it, man. Mad Max. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Cheers for listening. I don't know what the fuck we're going to do with this decor. We'll figure it out at some point. Remember, if you want to get a podcast every day this week, go over to patreon.com/General Banter Podcast. And also, if you're listening to this podcast on the fucking app or whatever, the podcast app, leave a rate and review it, because that's all that matters, guys. Suggest it to a friend. If someone's like, I'm bored shitless, get on board with this podcast. We'll get some guests on this week, hopefully that aren't infected. And we'll try and put out a load of material. And that's it, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll say we'll see you tomorrow. And we'll try and do one every day. Let's fucking do it. And sanitize your hands, you dirty cunt.